do. Hello, everyone. Author DL Tiller here, the Mistress of Horror, and I'm here for obviously a live stream. I will be doing some live sprints tonight and doing just some chats in between of my pre-launch of my Kickstarter for Caliostro Till Liberton. So if you are working on anything tonight, you pop in the chat and then let me know what you're working on. If you're working on anything, you don't have to be working on anything, obviously, to be here. But I will be drafting, actually a novella, Winter Wolf, which is in the Caliostro world. But nonetheless, I need to prepare documents because I haven't pulled them up. So let me do that. If you are new to the channel, which is possible, then you should know that I do all the things horror here, but I also do a little bit of everything else as well. So just that a lot of my stuff has horror inclinations and undertones, even if I write romance or dramas or horror, or there could be horror on top of horror in some cases. So no matter which genre I write, it does usually have some kind of dark undertone, unless I'm writing under one of my other pen names, which then is very specific. So, Ed, awesome, that's good. Get some work done. I need to do that myself. This Kickstarter is kicking my butt. There's so much to do, even though I've watched lots of videos and followed a lot of Kickstarters. It does not really cover the fact of what it really is to run a Kickstarter, and it's a lot. Like, if you do it the correct way, I suppose, putting everything in, then it's difficult. That's a lot of details that you have to prepare yourself for it to look correct. So it's a lot to it, to say the least. But I did pre-launch the Kickstarter for Caliostro Till Liberton. The link is in the description. The more people that follow me, the more it can be seen on Kickstarter. There's a lot of different aspects of Kickstarter that a lot of people aren't aware of, possibly. I found out some information that there's these badges, which I knew about, where they're like projects we love. Now, you can get a projects we love badge in your pre-launch stages because you just have a landing page as far as other people can see, even if your actual Kickstarter page is fully done. Only thing people see is just that one page landing. But literally, your pre-launch page can get a badge that says projects we love. So I thought maybe there was something behind it. Maybe the numbers that you have of people that's following you before you launch. No, it's nothing like that. It's literally at the discretion of the Kickstarter employees from what it seems. So I think that that's a little odd because that kind of isn't bipartisan. That's too, like, I don't know. I don't know if I care for that so much. But yeah, so you never know if you get that because so many people talked about it. Like, one time they said they put up a thing, but they didn't know how many people following them. Because some people have like low numbers of people following their pages, and it's still they could get it or not get it. Or some people said I got it this one time, but I didn't get it another time. So it's literally whoever the employee is in charge of that category feels, which is, I'm not sure what I think about that. But anyway, we're going to do 25-minute sprints and then small chats in between for a break. So just a couple minutes in between for a break and then 25-minute sprints. To start off, I will be in the idea notes stage. I have not had a lot of time to work on this specific project, but this project is important because it goes along with Caliostro in this case. Because in the printed version, the printed version of Caliostro, there are going to be, in the back of the book, after the story for book one ends, there will be other tales based in Caliostro world. That's the only way you're going to be able to get those at that time. Winter Wolf being one, and then there's one from Delata, who's from the Room Within, who's in the actual book, and another tale that is a monster that's based on Caliostro's world. Those will be in the back of the book for people to get even more enthralled in the world of Caliostro, but that is in the printed version. I'm not saying they're going to be in the ebook version, probably not. So, that being said, if you do follow me on the Kickstarter, that's some specialty things that you'll get before some other people. So if you really are interested in Caliostro, which is a dark fantasy novel with a love story. So it has a love story in it, but it is not, it is a love story, but I don't really categorize it as dark fantasy romance because that's very specific when you put romance on the thing. Love stories can be all kinds of ways, you know. So the dark fantasy is the prominent, the dark undertones is the prominent thing. That being said, it's a little bit of something for everyone. A lot of secrets and mysteries going on in this story. So if you end up being interested in it, then supporting me on through the Kickstarter when it launches in April will be tremendously helpful, obviously, to me in the launch of Caliostro. But you also get some pretty cool stuff, and also before everyone else gets their hands on it. So anyway, check it out. Like I said, the link's below. Even if you just follow the page, that really helps me too. Hi, Cool Gamer. And, ED was already here. Hey, Aphrodite. Great. Yeah, I know I really got to get work done myself. I've been working all day, though, so I'm not going to say that. Working on a Kickstarter, but I wasn't writing any, story stuff, so I haven't done that in a minute because I've been working on, before this was the poetry collection, which, of course, if you haven't got my poetry collection, that is out. It's freshly out. It's only been out for 3 weeks. Doing pretty decent for poetry because, poetry is very selective about who likes to read it. And it is more of the dark romance inclined. But some reviews are still coming in for it. And it did hit the bestsellers list in the top 100 a few times. So it's been up I think the highest mark it made was bestseller number 53 or something like that. But it stayed up in the top 100 for the first 2.5 weeks. I think it just dropped down below the 100 marks. And that was in all the proper categories. So it did do quite well. And I sold a good amount. So I'm really happy with that because I wasn't really expecting even that because poetry, like I said, is very selective, like who likes poetry. So I was kind of happy that people care about poetry. It's kind of important culturally because it's kind of like us culture as a people, kind of like with opera and poetry and art, like visual artists. That stuff is, to me, is very important to society. And if we don't keep those kinds of things around, I think sometimes people lose culture and as a whole. But yeah, that's just me anyway. But yeah. Oh, and let me wrench you, ED, because you should be wrenched. And let me see. I'm trying to remember how I do that. I think I don't know if I do it on here. Let's see. Okay, you should be wrenched now, ED. Okay, so let me see. La, la. And who else is here? Hi, SD. Thank you. Yes, make friends with the like button. Da, da, da. All right. Yeah, I've been told I'm pretentious apparently in fake reviews. Right? So funny. I was like, well, thank you. I didn't realize I was pretentious. SD says, hi, Aphrodite. Oh my goodness. So, who's ready for a 25-minute sprint? I know I am. So, let me go ahead and get the screen share ready. And let's see, do I have it? Yeah, there we go. And we'll make it large and then charge. Alrighty, I'll see you all in 25 minutes. And we're back. La la la. How did everyone do with their work? Whatever it is you are working on, that is. I did manage to finish the notes and ideas page that I like to do for my stories before I do the outline. So that got done in 25 minutes. It's not bad. Made up my mind on a few things. So then the next sprint, then I can start outlining, as they say. Yes, just relax. Cool, cool, cool. That's for the best. I have to remember to do that sometimes. Relax. I don't do that too often. Even today, I did get up later than I usually do for a weekend. I think I got up at like 9, and I usually get up before that. So I did get some stuff done, Kickstarter stuff, which like I said is a lot. But I just reorganized a little bit today to make sure I had made a to-do list yesterday evening, and then I did execute some things today. There's some stuff I want to redo that I don't really like how it turned out. It looks good, but I did want to redo it a little bit. So I'm doing that. I understood the setup for the items, the itemizing, the add-ons, and the rewards. Because it's kind of like they suggest you do them in the order of items, the itemized list, and then add-ons, and then do your rewards. That's what they suggest. But I kind of didn't really read that because people make these Kickstarter videos, but there's some things they're just not going into detail about. Kind of need like a follow along. I have found like 2 of that did like follow along, but they still skipped some stuff and some details that you aren't aware of until you're in the thick of things, which is fine, but it still will save some time. Also, like no one's video mentioned about like how to do headers, like to be up on the left side of the screen so people can click it and it goes right to the section like a hyperlink. Since Kickstarter doesn't allow HTML or JavaScript, so they only allow exactly what they have there. And I wasn't sure. No one was explaining it. Some people had it, some people didn't. But I figured it out because I was messing with it. And then I was like, it's got to be a way. It doesn't really say. So you just kind of have to figure it out. But people have videos of, but no one explains that. Maybe they think it's not important or they figure everyone can know that. But it doesn't. If you've never used the platform before, you won't know that. I can guarantee you because it does not specifically point that out. Yes, it has like paragraph, header 1 and header 2. But then because on there you can decide whether you're going to click or you're going to press enter or you're going to go to the next thing. So if you don't press the right button, it doesn't make it into a hyperlink. So I found that out on my own because nobody was explaining it. But yeah, he said I got slowed down. My laptop had to update. Yeah, I love when updates just show up. Been writing all day already at just over 1.8K. Nice job, SD. You always pushing out them numbers. I put out trash while my prompt videos finally loaded. Cool. And next sprint I will be formatting a paperback and hardback. Cool beans. Yeah, Aphrodite's the formatter. She's my formatter too, so you'll see Elysium formatting in more likely all my books. So, which after I actually mentioned you on the Kickstarter, I have my team section, and that's where I put my editor, my formatter, my cover artist, and my character artist. So I want everybody to be able to find people because I know some Kickstarters don't mention the people that did the things in the book. And some people try to ask you like, where are you getting your stuff? Like if I did a special edition of a book, I would put where I'm getting the foil done or the sprayed edges. Like I would put stuff like that since a lot of people, other authors may want to maybe utilize the same companies, which I think is cool. But a lot of people don't do that. So it makes people have to go digging when they could just get information from there. It's kind of cool to help each other out in that way. 80 said Kickstarter sounds so helpful. But yeah. It can be a little complicated. Like you really do have to study a bit. Yeah, I will Believe it. I'm already making notes on that. Um, because of course I always want to be the person that I didn't have. You know what I mean? I always think about that when I'm doing something. I'm like, if someone had just said, or someone had just done this or showed this, then it really would have helped me at the same time. Like it's just like, like I have a official album for Caliostro, and I had it for since I did the before I had the book cover reveal, which was back in 21. And you can work with different music artists if you are interested in doing that. I so happen to knew a guy from Japan that he makes music, and he's always mixing music and making music. And so I hit him up. I forget how me and Mitsuo met online. I can't remember. It's been so long. And he had done music for me in the past for actually my belly dance convention. And I hit him up when I was doing it. I said, would you be interested in collabing where, you make the album, make the music for this? I could use it in trailers and stuff. Um, and he would get all the proceedings when people would go to the link to buy the album or things like that. Or if I buy some of the copies of it and give it to people, like if they, like for instance, it's one of the incentives on my Kickstarter that, so I would just from that, get the copies and then I would send them to them, the digital format. So make sure he get money, but that's how we collab. So I just get to use it, copyright free because it's a collaboration. And then I have music that I don't have to worry about getting hit with copyright, but it's a unique music to do with the book. So those are kind of good ideas. So that kind of stuff sharing, which he's the other person I got to add to the team too, for the music soundtrack. But I really liked that idea of sharing that kind of stuff so people can know, and maybe they could also find people and utilize. I did include my cover artist, which Dusan Mokovic is very good, amazing artist. Okay, he does books and music bands covers, and he is freaking amazing. Like 100% worth his money. He is expensive, I'm not going to lie, but well worth it. Like Caliostro's cover, I was so impressed. He brought my characters to life. And I have a character artist who his style is very fitting in conjunction with Deuce's style. So it worked out really well. But yeah. So I'm excited to do the Kickstarter and putting all it together, but it's just a lot of stuff. It is a lot. So not going to lie. Yeah, I definitely will. And right, it kills me trying to find who are creating these beautiful omnibus versions, right? Actually I saved a company that does sprayed edges, and they do custom dust jackets separate. So you just order the dust jacket. You don't even have to order like a book. So they would do custom dust jackets. I saved it and put it in our getting it written group on Facebook that we got. I saved it in there. So, you want to check them out. But they've been around for a long time. So trustworthy company. But you gotta like search for that stuff. Like everyone does these omnibus and they do these sprayed edges and they do these full and this gold and this that. But no one shares like who they got to do the work. Which I think it's not like it's a secret. Other people are using the companies, so it's a little weird to me. My YouTube model has been be the person I needed. Exactly. I was stuck with that to this day. Yeah, it's always good for that. You know what I'm saying? One of the rules be a date with Duncan. I mean, if I could make that happen, I mean, I can. But technically, it would just be you got to use your imagination. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. You should laugh her. She's so funny. But yeah, so Aphrodite obviously will be very interested in the companion novella that will be offered in the Kickstarter. And you get it before everyone else gets to read it. Winter Wolf, which is Duncan's last name, and Duncan is one of the prominent side characters in Caliostro Tale of Virgin, and he is throughout the entire series. So this story, you'll get to actually know more about him, his family lineage, what race he is, because he's like if you read supernatural things, supernatural stories, you ever heard of a mystic? They are similar to vampires, but they do not drink blood. Sometimes they can be soul suckers and use things like that. But his is different. This like somewhat my character. This race is based off of mystics, so they're very magically inclined, which is the opposite of vampires. Usually don't use magic. So in this case, he's similar to a mystic. So he's able to control does like astral projection. He could do things like have summon ghost things, so similar to necromancy, but not to the physical of a necromancer could do, like bring back use the dead. So he could use like corporeal magic, I should say. So that type of thing. He does do that. So you'll get to know more about that stuff, which means you get to know a little more about the lore in Caliostro's world by reading the companion novels. There are more than one. This is one of them. Delata also has a side story. It's a short story which actually is planned to release in the printed version of Caliostro, but it also will be in the horror collection that I plan to release later in the year. Which is also all short stories that are based in Caliostro's world. That is pretty much finished, except for one tale that I have to finish writing. But that one's going to be all creatures and side characters from Caliostro's world. That's kind of what I do, like, different stories in it. But yeah, Aphrodite. Yeah, I like when that just came to me. I really thought it was cool. I know Aphrodite. Yeah, for your friend. We got it. For your friend. Right? You should have her. Right. Yeah, I love companion novels too. I actually had an artist create a compendium cover like way back when. Like I'm ready. Like, I had a cover problem. I don't have a cover problem so much now. So I'm in recovery. Because I really did have a cover problem. Like every time covers would be around, I would buy the pre-mades. I would buy all these special ones came out. So I have a lot of covers to work with, but I had this one custom made for the compendium, which is like telling you about the lore and all the things and stuff like that. But I'm not going to release that until after the third book releases. So that way you can have the compendium. Which I always love those with series, rather be movies and or books. So but yeah, let's prepare to do another 25-minute sprint. We are at about 20 minutes after 7. And I think I'm gonna pick a different timer. So give me a second, as I have a few timers that I like. This one's cool too. Let me prepare it. Oop. I wanna prepare this. Okay. So I'll be ready. Aphrodite said, I'm doing the first 3 chapters of Shattered from the POV of the other kids. Be ready for Chase's view. Oh, Lord. I don't know if I can handle that. Chase is messed up. He is messed up. I ain't worried for that. Like, for real. All right, so I'm going to be working on the outline now. Outlines take a little bit more work, so I'll probably only finish the outline tonight. So we're going to have at least one more sprint or 2 more sprints after this one. So I'm going to try to finish the outline tonight. So wait, tomorrow I can start working on the draft. Most of the time I can draft my novellas and short stories. I kind of count them simultaneously because they can go anywhere from, my average is like 5,000 words for my short stories. When they're short, and though I can write shorter, as you know, because from within, duh. But I'm thinking this is a novella size, so it's going to be at least around the size of Thorns of My Heart, which was around like close to 1,500 words. So it's going to probably be around that size. So I suspect that it shouldn't take me too long to write it. Once I get the outline, because that's like the blueprint. Then of course you have to do the second draft, and then the editing, and then the draft, and then I'll probably only alpha it to Aphrodite and one other person, and then go get back those notes of the thoughts on the story, and then I will run a small beta after some more edits. But it should all be done within a month once I get it done, which my goal is to at least finish writing it by the end of this month. So that way I can work on the drafts and getting it all cleaned up. 1,500, no, not 1,500 words, like 15,000 words. I did, like I said, I think the Room Within was about 1,500 words. That was one of my shorter ones. I could do Flash. So it's a novella. So it's about around 15,000 words. And so was Thorns in My Heart. It was 15,000. But yeah. Anyway, you're going to give it away. You're talking about your Shatter thing. You can give it away to your patrons, not putting on Amazon, but I will make it available on my Etsy when the time comes. Yeah, that's always good. Yeah, I opened the new Etsy store because my old Etsy store was for my seamstress business for costuming that I used to have. Yeah, Dante, you want a wrench? Do you want a wrench? Yeah, I think you had a wrench from the old days. Let me give you. Actually, I think I have to do it on my phone because when I tried to do it on yeah, there you go. Now you've been wrenched, sir. When I try to do it on like because I guess because of Streamyard, so they technically don't count as YouTube. I think that's why I was like, no, you need to do it on here. I'm like, okay, whatever. He's so funny. So anyway, you have a wrench now, so you might feel powerful, but relax. All right, everyone, we can go ahead and start the next sprint. We're gonna have 25 minutes. Get your work done, and I'll see you when the timer runs out. And we're back. That was 25 minutes that went by very, very quickly, like for real quick. um, Let me know how you did in the chat if you're still working on anything. Or if you're just chilling, then you chilling. That's cool too. Cool. How's Loki doing? I remember him putting his hand on your shoulder, like, get my treats, human. Get my treats. Thank you, Aphrodite. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like that. I really do like that timer because it's like the pen thing, writing the time. I thought that was kind of cool too. Oh my goodness. Cool. Yeah, me too. I felt that. I felt more productive that time. I really didn't know how I was feeling this, and when I started, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get anything done. But I'm going pretty good. I actually am at the last scene for Act 1. So wanna roll. So it's just coming out. It's just flowing out all the points. So that means I should be able to finish the Act 2 in the next sprint. So it's going pretty good. I like where it's going. The whole point of it is just to get to know Duncan a little better. So that will definitely be a part of it. Yeah. Sorting through madness. The computer hates me. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, right. Computers sometimes tech. What you want to do? Can't control it. When stuff goes down, it goes down. I'll tell you that much. Oh my goodness. So when I was doing my Kickstarter earlier, I got to the part Aphrodite. Oh, well, I know Duncan very well. Yeah, you'd like to know him very well, I'm sure. She said it keeps freezing ED, which really is annoying computers. I swear they are annoying. On the Kickstarter, there's a section about I think you could put a section about what happens with the fund or whatever. I don't know if I was going to put that part. I don't like many people do. But I don't know what I would say much in that section because most of the reason that's my goal is very small for it. Though the more of like if we get to stretch goals, that would be cool because then I can get more stuff for everybody. Everybody can get cool stuff. But let's say we only reach the goal and people get all their cool stuff that's planned for their tiers. Any funds raised that is directly for Caliostro is going to be towards marketing for the release of the book and any like marketing merchandise that is needed to market the book. So I'm really, really looking to push the marketing so that way the book can be, get in more hands and get seen more. But yeah, so there's no risks really in this Kickstarter for people who do support it. It's not like it's not going to happen because it definitely is, and everyone will get their stuff that's tied to it. I'm very thorough with what I do things. I'm 100%, and whatever I do, definitely thorough. So I'm not really worried about that. I'll put that in my risk section. There aren't really any risks because the story is already written. It's already edited professionally. Just has to go to the formatter and then decide on release. Now I have to decide where I'm getting my hardbacks from, things like that, and who I'm going to get my copies from, because KDP isn't bad by any stretch of the word because it's free publishing, but they only offer their hardbacks only just the hardback. It doesn't have a dust jacket. Of course, a lot of us readers like dust jackets. I still want to have that as an option. So I'm probably going to use Barnes & Noble Press for that. And I will have my Etsy store up. And you'll be able to get books from me directly. signed copies specifically. When I will be doing book signings and stuff on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to purchase through my website and through my Etsy store mostly. Because so I could get them through Barnes & Noble Press. Because the turnaround time for KDP, you have to, I think they said something like you need to do it 2 months in advance. Like, what do you mean? Because the problem with KDP is that you also cannot set pre-orders to physical books. And since you can't, when you prepare it, you can prepare it. But then if you launch it, that's the only way to get like the author copies. So I don't know. It's a bit of a thing. So I'm probably going to use, like I said, Barnes & Noble Press. I'm kind of avoiding Ingram Spark because they have so many issues. And I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I'm just not willing to deal with it. And it's kind of like, they're like, well, they have bigger distribution. Okay. Like Amazon, if I wanted it to be around the world, I could just use international. I could pick that option and have it worldwide. You get a lower percentage of royalties. But if you wanted to do that, you can. Also, you can sign for your own merchant account on Walmart and put it up on Walmart yourself. So it's not like you're going to need Ingram Spark for that. Amazon is like one of the biggest places people shop. So you also can reach out and do things on your own. So if we only talk about that for Ingram Spark, I'm not sure if they're worth the headache, to be honest. So I'm going to use Barnes & Noble Press and KDP to publish Caliostro. I'm not going to go to Ingram Spark route. I don't really feel like dealing with them. They charge you to publish, which is fine, but like they took away their fee for editing. And sometimes writers, we have to edit something once we've uploaded it. So it kind of puts a small damper on like the ability. Like they used to charge you for every time you had to go in. But I think now it's something like only like the first some amount of times they won't charge you or something like that. It's whatever the stipulation is at this point. It's really like, I don't know. Let me see what I missed. I'll have to close some tabs so she'll keep up. Yeah. We gotta get your other computer hooked up, Aphrodite. That's what mine did for updating. Yeah, the updates always is fun. And you made a pie chart for that section. Me send it to you so you can see it. Okay. I will look for it. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it is annoying that you can't do that with the whole like they don't really have a reason, do they? I'm sure they do in their head because it's more money to print books. And I was watching Dale Roberts' channel today, one of his channels. I subscribe to both, but he was talking about the KDP thing, and that's specifically about you can't pre-order the paperbacks and hardbacks that they offer, and they don't offer Dust Jacket. They offer the other kind of hardback where it's directly on the hardback book. But and I think Barnes & Noble doesn't offer where you could do the hardback directly and a Dust Jacket. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was looking at other companies to do my Dust Jacket and then create the hardback in Barnes & Noble Press and then have the Dust Jackets custom from this other place so I can put it on myself. But you gotta make sure your measurements is right on with that. Because that means that I think I've watched a few videos of people who have published with Barnes & Noble Press and with KEP and with Blurb something and it's a whole bunch of them. But I don't think any of them offer where you can actually under the Dust Jacket, like the hardback itself. Like I don't think I have a Dust Jacket. Do I have one close? This one is. Hold on one second. Get one of my. Oops, I'm shaking my whole thing. Get one of my Junji Ito books down here. Now, I haven't looked at. I don't know if Junji Ito. I actually don't know if Junji Ito's book has anything underneath the paper. the dust jacket on any of these. But like this one here, so his is printed. This is the dust jacket. The dust jacket has the flaps like that. But I mean, this part here. See now, he has a print on his artwork. His artwork printed on this. And even if you don't have the dust jacket on, you still have the print of his name and the title and all that. Now, I'm like, I think Barnes Press is just like a black back book or whatever color pick. I don't think they offer where you could do a hardback with this way art and then do the dust jacket with art. I don't think they do. I'm almost convinced that they do not. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that, but I'm sure when I saw Mandy Lynn review that it doesn't. And when I saw I think Dale Roberts' review on it also, and he did it with a few different authors. So I'm almost sure that you can't. But that other company is an alternative to do that. Also, they do sprayed edges, which is cool. So yeah. Hey Jenna, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for Caliostro. I'm trying to get many people as possible to follow the pre-launch page, of course. So I can, because they don't even. I think when you get 10 people, then it like does a small boost up. So I'm trying to spread the word more. I just launched it like a couple days, like 2 days ago in the evening. So it takes a little bit. Yeah, I know, right? Who doesn't love sprayed edges who reads books? I know I do. But of course, there's always the option you can do them yourself. They sell the stencils and stuff like that and the spray, so you could do it yourself if you learn to get good at it. I would practice first if I was whoever doing it. But there are some places that offer it. But you got to think about the concept of that. If they offer it, that means you have to ship them your books for them to spray them. So if it's not a place that prints your books and then sprays them, it's a little more difficult in my opinion. So I don't really know. I really need to look into it more because when the second book comes out, I would like to offer that if I do a Kickstarter to offer a sprayed edges version because they're really, really cool. Yeah, Aphrodite talking about but not the kind you want, my boy. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. You're looking around for a lot of stuff. Aphrodite sharing a link. I will have to do that on my phone, but some reason it's not updating on my phone. I have to close my chat and open it back up. There it is. Okay, I gotta look at it on my phone, so it's a little. Okay, I have to do it on my computer after I don't want to leave the screen on here. Okay. Oh yeah, the pie. Yeah, yeah, the pie chart. I saw some ones where they did the pie chart. Um, I don't know. Mine requires it. That's why I didn't do it because first off, yours is different. You have like a team of people that has to get paid and things like that, in order for the project to go to fruition. So I don't really have any of that, So I was like, do I even need to put that in there? I thought about not. There's so many sections as it is, and you know how short people's attention spans be. So I'm not sure. I'm like, do I need to? I can't show it on screen if I do it on my phone, Aphrodite. It doesn't let me click it. I'd have to go on open another window, I think, because like Streamyard doesn't allow me to click. It shows the link, but it doesn't allow me to click it from here. I'd have to try to open another window. And then I'll have to mute myself because then it'll double up my sound. Hold on a minute. Trying not to double up my sound, but I went and muted the page that I had to open in order to pull this up because I can't do it on my phone through that way. Anyway, so this is like a budget chart. That's what we were talking about. On Kickstarter, when you putting your page together, you have different sections and things for people to look at and go down. I I was looking at that and I was doing my headings and I was like, do I want to put that? I'm like, maybe. I'm not sure. First of all, I'm asking for very little. I mean, it's a small goal. First off, it's like the one you see a lot of novels ask for. And I'm not sure about it because the only thing I'm gonna probably have mine split up is like the fees. I mean, taxes is obviously you got to pay taxes on everything, but the fees and the rewards and shipping, and then the marketing. That's where it's going, and and printing. Um, but yeah, so that would be where mine would go. I could probably put it in there. Of course, I was trying one less thing to do. But I probably would just write it out. I don't know if I would do a pie chart or not. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, I will. I'm still doing the back end stuff of like the small details for the page. So when I get to it, I'll decide if I want to really do that. And so yeah. But it is useful because some people like to know that. Though I think it would be kind of obvious, like but it's not to some people. So anyway, but that makes sense anyway. So all right, I'm going to let me mute back out because then I gotta change that one, and I'll drop this off. All right, so yeah, that was that's what we were talking about, breaking down like the spending or whatever, which is useful for people to know because they kind of want to know where the money's going. But I wasn't going to make a pie. I was just going to type out where it was going, type of situation. Um, but yeah, that's the gist of it, so to speak. Yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff to do. I did unmute, so there should be sound. Did my microphone go out? I don't think it did. Let me check. It says it's okay. Let me check. Yeah, it says it's picking up, but okay. Oh yeah, it was just a delay because I had it muted. I had it muted on purpose because if I didn't, then the other page I had open for that would have been doubling back and echoing myself. Anyway, Kickstarter is like something else. It's a lot of work. Um, no lies detected there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do another sprint. Excuse me, yard. So we're gonna do another sprint and 25 minutes because that's what I've been rolling with. I'm gonna use the same time as the last time because everyone likes to type the righty one. I do too myself. So we're gonna do 25 minutes. If you're working on anything, let me know what you're working on if you just joined us not too long ago. And press that like button so people can find this later if they want to roll with the replay. Yeah, I'm going to try to work on the second act of the outline I'm doing for Winter Wolf, which is the one of the companion novels for Caliostro Tale Light Virgin. Oh yeah, the Kickstarter stuff. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me pull the screen up so we can get to the next sprint. Make sure you stand up and Stretch and all that if you've been sitting for a while. Yeah, make sure you watch our health because I'm the worst at that. Once I get into something, I don't. So I'll make sure I do at least 5 minutes of getting up before I get into writing. So that give me 20 minutes to start into Act 2. And I managed to finish Act 1 in 25 minutes. It's not bad. I pat myself on the back on that one. I was rolling. All right, screen share. All right, I'll see you in 25 minutes. And we're back. Yo, I did not get to write anything. I went to take a little short break and stuff was happening. Okay. Like stuff was happening. I just can't even. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Let me check this chat real quick. Good old ED had to go. Hi, ED. Let me turn that down. See ya. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Always. Yeah. Emergency runs to the store. I don't know too well. Let me see where I left off in the chat. Oh, you good? Jenna said the only thing I think that worked for mine was doing the book trailer months ahead of time and releasing them a few weeks apart to spread the word. I'm trying that again, but it is taking a long time. Yeah. I have the book trailer already, but I have to record the welcome pitch video to attach to the book trailer. And I made 2 versions of the book trailer because they don't like, they can say that they'd be okay with it, but the AI use should, like, they don't want AI stuff early in projects. But if you do use AI, you need to let them know. But it still could take longer to process your campaign if you use AI stuff in any facet of your campaign. And I was like, I don't want to take a chance that it would take it longer to go through if I had just said, like, oh, well, yeah, I did use AI, but I used it in my book trailer or something like that. So I decided to make a version of the book trailer without my AI stuff in it. Because I tend to make like AI pictures for like when I'm doing my Lair the Mistress series, like when I'm just doing stuff, because anything that I'm not making money on, then I may do some AI art images, because just on my YouTube channel, which I don't make any money from right now. So that's why I'm kind of okay with. I would never put it on a product, and I would never put it for a book cover. I would never use it, any of that stuff. So even when I buy like stuff for my book cover creations, I make sure that it's an artist that illustrated it and didn't use AI, because there are ones that do use AI. I'm not against it per se, but since there's not any clear way to prove the creation of the stuff and things like that, then too many platforms are against it. They'll block your stuff if you use it. So I kind of have to wait until all the things are worked out. Funny thing is, they've been using AI creation stuff for a long time. It's just that now it's more out in the open, and now people are aware of it. So now everyone's upset. So that's how that works. But so I made 2 different versions of the trailer. One that I could use if I use AI art in it. I could just use it different places, but I won't use it on Kickstarter because they don't really. I think they frown upon it a little bit, which is fine. But anyway, I just wanted to be sure about that. But it is what it is. But I did that already. I didn't put it up yet, which I'm going to before the Kickstarter launches, obviously, because I'm going to release the video and things like that. So that way it can drive more people to the follow landing page. SD said creating graphics for YouTube thumbnails. Cool. That's always need those. Always. And Jenna said, are you part of the Facebook group for Kickstarters? Yeah, I'm in there. Some of the people there gave really good feedback on the pitch video. That also helped. Yeah, I've watched and researched a lot of stuff on those. I'm in that group, but like I know a lot of stuff they posted already, so you have to go find it and read it, because people really hate when you ask a question that they've already talked about. I've come to find out. But I have a lot of videos that people on YouTube who talked about it, created, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not at a loss of how to do that part of it. And I kind of think that should kind of be based to you, the author, and what you're doing. So I'm not really too worried about the creation of that part. I had a lot of ideas for it, but I was gonna go a little over top a little bit maybe, but I'm not going to do that. Going to keep that part simple, kind of just do a mesh up with that and the portion I'm talking about, Caliostro, just have some overlaid pictures and things like that, and show me here and there. But yeah, so I just have to do that. I did the script already, but I need to record that portion and then edit and put it together. But that's not too bad. I'll have that ready probably by the weekend coming. Because I have to have everything ready by the 2nd, but I'd have everything ready well before that. And because that's my deadline. Yeah, they really do. All right. Oh, sorry, but I'm still working on what they're working on. So I didn't get a chance to write anything during that sprint because I heard my mom like going off upstairs, and because our kitchen is right above my office, so I was like, "What's going on?" And turns out when our neighbor had gotten more dogs, like they already had little dogs over there because it's his mother and him, and they live there, and they got a Doberman pension, which is whatever, it's fine, is what it is, as a puppy and such. But then he got a pit, a grown pit from his friend. Some other friend couldn't take him, so he took the dog. The problem is they don't have a 6-foot fence. They have a standard 4-foot fence. And it's like, okay. And then in the single family style neighborhood, the houses aren't too far away. They're kind of close, in my opinion. I really don't care for that, but that's where I live right now. And our yard back area is not fenced in. It has some trees. Their gate has some trees there, but it's mostly all exposed. You can see over into our yard area, which is whatever. We have a back deck and things like that, and then out in the yard. So I used to take my daughter out in the yard, let her play in the yard, but most of the time now I take her away and let her play in the local field. But I know that a lot of people have their different opinions about pits and all that jazz. It's not my dog, first off. I don't trust animals around my kid. First off, it's dogs that is not my family. And they're animals. They're called animals for a reason. It's nothing towards people's personal pets, but I'm being realistic. Anything with teeth can bite. That's the reality we live in. Like humans have teeth and they bite. Like, so we're going to go with something that is an animal biting. It doesn't know you. You don't matter to it because you're not its family. And animals are territorial. So, I mean, the dog has gotten out a few times. And that's negligence of the owner. They should not be getting out of the yard. Not to mention, it's a pit. It could jump that fence. It's a short fence. So whatever. It is what it is. But he got out with the Doberman, and they had run away. We didn't know. My mom went to take the trash out, and we tend to take a weapon with us when we go out in the dark. And in wilds, we have like foxes and raccoons and opossums and things around, or any other wild little animal that's mid-sized. They can have rabies. So you should carry a weapon with you when you go out into, like, when you live in the suburbs, because you don't know. You could have a deer that has rabies or anything, and they will attack you because they can't control themselves. We talking about just regular wild animals at this point. So that's why we usually carry some kind of knife or something out with us if we're going to go put the trash out late or whatever, walk to drive the vehicle, because it's a little walk path to get to my parking driveway. So that's in case. So my mom goes to take trash out. She goes to the back of the vehicle to get some gloves because we're very germophobic, so we don't touch trash cans that other, trash people had to handle and all that jazz. So she went to get gloves out the back because I run a cleaning business, so we keep cleaning supplies back there. So she went to get gloves, and she thought she saw a dog out of the corner of her eye coming from down the street. They had already run out and got out, so they were coming back, and she saw them. And once they heard her with trash bags, they beelined for her. A pit bull beeline for her with the Doberman behind them because one dog riled up, the other dog gets riled up. So they beelining for her. She goes for the porch, But she has her knife, and she was like, my mom, listen, she's a little firecracker. Her Latin blood will. She's like, her now she's like, come on, you know what? And he like, so I guess she says it so loud that the owner hears and comes out, and he's like, oh my God, like, I'm sorry, like the dog's got out, whatever. So they see him, so they go running to him. And he's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, are you okay? Mom's like, no, I'm not okay. You're negligent. And so she was not happy, as she should not have been. It was negligent on the owner's part. You make sure that your fence is secure. You don't leave your dogs outside and don't check on them. Like, you don't do that. You're in a neighborhood with other people, with small children, with elderly people. You don't be negligent like that. So she wasn't happy. So it was much more than that, but she was mad. Anyway, but that being said, yeah, people are like, well, pits get a bad name, but am I supposed to take a chance? I'm just asking a question. Like, bad name, yeah, they literally killed people and children. They're known for that. So are actual German Shepherds. They're known for it too. But it's kind of like every generation of people, we have a certain dog that's known to have hurt people. I think at one point it was the Rottweiler and things. There's a list of dogs that are known for attacking because people have used them for attacks. Now, there are breeds of dogs that have triggers. We may not know what the triggers are, and it's not really up to us to figure out what those are. We don't own those dogs. So I don't believe in taking a chance with my life or with my kids' life or my mom or anybody's life because people like pit bulls. You can like pit bulls if you would like, but then do not push that. Like, I should be comfortable around that or with that dog around. It's not my dog. It doesn't know not to attack me. Moving parts, like it could be triggered by a certain sound. I don't know that. So I would not be annoyed. Like, don't ask for the impossible. You will not receive it. So anyway, it's just whatever. People are just sometimes ridiculous. So she's not cool because first off, we never liked to live in a neighborhood that was even where I could see my neighbor's house because we're used to living more secluded than that. But we've been here for about 8 years. And I'm like, this is why we don't, because I don't really want to interact with like other neighbors really when I'm in my house. I don't want to have to see people unless I want to, and it's not private enough. I'm fine. They're all nice neighbors, but that's besides the point. When I go home, I want seclusion. I want to be left alone. But let alone, like, I can't take my daughter out in our yard that I pay to live here because there's a unwanted type of animal next door that can get out. Like, he literally could jump the fence. Apparently, they don't even make sure the fence is locked. So if I'm serious, like some dog hurt my kid, it's not going to be good. And so I don't even take those chances, and people can feel however they want because they love a pit. That's fine. It has nothing to do with situations that can occur. So don't bring up unnecessary things like not all pits and what? And so what? So what about it? That has nothing to do with if your dog gets out. It could have been any kind of dog. Maybe except for a golden retriever, because the golden retriever would have ran up to you and licked you to death. But there's lots of different breeds that do attack people unknowingly. They don't know you. So don't say stupid stuff. Not to mention the dog could get out and get bit by a wild animal that's around, which we do have them here, and get rabies. And anything with rabies is going to attack you. People are just silly. There's nothing to defend. And then someone can be uncomfortable around certain breeds of animals if they feel that way, and they have the right to, no matter if you love that type of animal or not. Stop. I really can't stand when people do that. Yep. Even though animals, well, most humans anyway, yeah, I know. I have come across a few human plants, and I know. It's just whatever. Like, don't tell me like, oh, my dog won't bite. Humans can bite. Like, anything with teeth can bite. Don't say stupid stuff. Like, don't say stupid stuff. Anything like, oh, I was like, oh, when someone said that to me, like when I was going to clean their house, like, oh, he doesn't bite. I'm like, does he have teeth? Because don't say that. Just say that he's very nice. Don't say he won't bite. He won't bite you, maybe, That don't mean I might have a certain smell on me he don't like. Don't say you know. You're not in the dog's brain. Stop saying things that make no sense because that's what you sound like. Like, I can't with people. They think you just trying to be mean or you're just believing what you read. Like, no, okay. Whatever. I know. It's just like, why would you don't leave the dog unsupervised? And they're so neglectful as a pet owner to just leave your animals out in the yard for hours on end because you was like, oh, well, somebody was in my house and then like she's here with her dog. So do you just put the other ones out in the yard for however long she gonna be there and you didn't go check and see if they got out or not? No? What? So you just broke a law because it's a leash law and your dogs got out and you were unaware of it until you heard someone almost attacked by them. Don't let it happen again. Or someone's getting called and they're going to be taken because I'm not going to live next door to someone and they can't control their pets and I have to be worried if I go out my house if I'm going to be attacked or my kid. Don't let that happen. Like, it's not going to be good. So whatever. Yeah, right. Apparently, I mean, they keep saying that, but I guess I got to believe it. Right. Yeah, me and Aphrodite never going to let that one go with that fake review that I got. It's like, oh, this book is pretentious. Oh, that would be fine if you'd be able to tell my poetry is pretentious if you read the book. Nice that you felt you'd give me a fake review, fake person that stalks my YouTube channel. Like, people have no lives. Like, I really can't with that. Are you so pathetic that you had to try to go and tag somebody? Like, really? At least read the book so you can be vindicated in your wording. But you're just going to completely make stuff up and then actually post it for other people to read. I really can't with people. Like, honestly, though. But that's cool. I said my piece on that when I did a video on it. Like, why writers should definitely read their reviews because you have fake reviews just in there for no reason. Like, Amazon takes forever to do anything, though it's been reported by multiple people because it's completely fake and you just was trying to attack my person, which you can't even do. Because really, though, is it sound like I'm jealous, 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 jealous. I can't. People are so pathetic that act that way. I just can't even. Anyway, so that's what happened. That's why I didn't get to write anything. One of the last ones I had to see was up with my mom. She was really upset, but she has to be careful getting upset because she has MS and that could trigger her into an attack. And she also her trying to make it for the porch because she's had knee surgery and stuff. People just really are annoying. They wonder why I don't want to live close to people. Like, really? I wonder why. Anyway, we're going to do one more sprint because I do need to try at least finish Act 2 tonight. So it'll push us over the 9 o'clock hour, but I think that's okay. If anyone has to go, they can totally pop off. It's no big deal. Well, don't pop off like my mom did, but you can pop off the internet. So let me pull up the maybe I'll switch the the timer to one of my other timers. Let me see what else I got because I have a few 25 ones. I did the one twice. I could do one of my creepy ones because I like those. Let me pull. Oh, that's the one. Is that a 30-minute one? Yeah, let's not do that one then. Let me have a timer playlist, I think. La la la. All right. All right, let's see. I know I got. So I made like 30-minute ones and I made 20. I have a 20-minute. Let me see. I could just do the 1 to 25 minutes and then stop it because I think I only have very few 25-minute ones. Let's do 10 minutes in. Okay, let's do this one. This one's pretty cool. All right, so let's do a 25-minute sprint and finish out what you're working on with me tonight. I don't know if anybody else does the release writing sprints. They might. Got St. Patrick's Day this week, this weekend. I think it's tomorrow. Actually, my father's anniversary of passing. Maybe like 28 years. It's been a long time. But let us go ahead and jump on this. I will mute out and I will see you in 25 minutes. And that's time. Whoever's still here, let me know how you did or if you were working on anything. I said goodnight to Jenna, the soul writer, a bit ago. She had some chores to go do. But I did manage to get about halfway through Act 2. I have to get back in the groove of things. So, yeah, that part. I am going to call it a night on the writing. It is getting late now. I think we've been here for about 2 hours and going on 3 hours almost now. So they get the idea notes done and almost the whole outlines. I only have 3 acts, so, and this is one of my novella outlines. So cool. Just perfect. Good job. But yeah, so yeah. I'm glad I got as far as I did. I didn't think I had it in me tonight because I just wasn't feeling it because I'm gonna work really hard on this Kickstarter. But I probably will do a few more things tonight on my Kickstarter before I call it a night, and then back at it tomorrow. Look for a video on my channel tomorrow. More than likely will be the something to do with the pre-launch of the Kickstarter because I really would like people to start following that before it launches so people can be ready. So I will be doing a video on that to help pull people to know that it's there. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, X now, I do post on all my social media, so you'll see little trailers from me in there. If you follow me on Facebook, then you'll also see trailers from me there. And if you are not subscribed to my newsletter, then please subscribe to my newsletter. That goes out for this month on the 21st. The link for the pre-launch of Kickstarter will be in there as well. Not to mention, I usually share my publishing schedule for the year. So check that out. If you're not subscribed, just go to my website. I usually leave my links all in my description. Go to my website, scroll to the bottom, and put your email in, and you'll be subscribed. And you get a poem every month for free. And I usually have like the horror corner to talk about. So this rest of the year, the horror corner is going to be about the different creatures in Caliostro world. So it'll be a little different than usually. I just usually regular lore of different types of creatures that everyone knows about. So do that if you haven't. If you come across this in a replay, you heard what I said. So, yep. Aphrodite says I will be writing some actual story stuff in about a half hour until I drop. Cool. Hey, get your stuff done. And what time tomorrow? My videos tend to release in the afternoons. I usually try to wait till everybody's awake. No point in releasing it too early in the morning because then everyone misses it anyway. I don't expect anything to release until probably like late afternoon around 4-ish. So it will probably just be a video trailer of the pre-launch. Talking about the pre-launch page. I'm not probably going to be, it's not me being it, but I'm kind of like advertising the pre-launch page. So it's going to be something situated around that. I am more than likely it's going to probably be the book trailer for Caliostro announcing the release date. That's what I kind of plan to release, the book trailer. But it's going to be like an extra part attached to it because of the pre-launch of the Kickstarter. But anyway, look for that tomorrow. That will be there. And of course, in the description will be all the necessary links. So look for it around 4, 5 in the evening. It's definitely not going to be early because everybody's like sleeps in a little bit sometimes Sunday. Some people do. Yeah, I figured you would be on Sunday. So, yeah, it don't matter. It's just not not live or anything. It's just a video. It's not. It's going to be scheduled, so you catch it whenever you catch it. Cool. You catch it in the evening. That's cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. I will see you on the flip side. Again, check out my Kickstarter pre-launch page. You just go over there and follow. If you've ever supported anybody on Kickstarter before, you have an account already, so it'll be really quick and easy for you. If you have never supported anyone on Kickstarter, then you'll have to open a Kickstarter account. This is not to be a creator per se, but to be a supporter on different projects. You will be asked to put a card on account because that's how they do that. But nothing is ever charged until you decide to support someone. And that's usually not until after their campaign is over. So just giving you the heads up on that. It takes a couple minutes to just fill out your basic information and that. And you're good to go. But anyway, that's the gist of that. Check out the link in the description. And I will see you next time. Stay scared.